is a hard copy of a PowerPoint that includes our agenda for this meeting, our contact information, as well as some other information that might be useful to you, especially if we kind of run out of time.
Fantastic. Can I tell you what my purpose is for this meeting?
Absolutely.
Good. I want to find somebody that I can really trust. You guys, I know, are going to lay out some good services for me. But I want to know that I can work with you and trust you going forward. I need somebody to partner with me. I don't need to just have somebody that just hire and write a check to. There's a difference. So convince me of that.
Absolutely.
Okay? Good.
Well, to start, I just want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to serve a company as promising and as really amazing as we all think it is, as Amigo. And I know that this is, like you said, a very difficult time for you with the transition between auditors, and I want you to know that we understand that and recognize that, and we're committed to being with you throughout this transition and this difficult time from start to finish. And like you said, we are all about at KPMG building personal relationships and building trust with our clients through those personal relationships. So it's my hope that we can take the wonderful service you got from Martin and Knight and simply build on that and expand on it and take what they did well and hopefully improve on it in years to come. Before I make some introductions, let me just say that this truly is the best that KPMG has to offer. Each person on this table has been specifically chosen for this team to fit with the needs of Amigo with our relevant expertise and experience. I'm Andrew Newton, I'm the lead engagement partner, and I specialize in helping our companies go public through IPOs. I've worked on companies going through IPOs like Adobe, Konami, and Echelon, as well as some others. To my left is Eder Dadul. He's our senior management consulting advisor, and he specializes in IT services. So he's going to talk about those a little bit later. Okay. To my right is Thomas Cook. He's a senior manager that has some real-life non-audit experience in the social media industry, so I think his insight would be invaluable to you. Next we have Nan Q, who's our managing tax partner, and she's going to tell you a little later about all of our tax services we have to offer. Okay. You may have noticed we actually have one team member missing right now. That would be Tanya Lee. She's actually our head global outreach partner, and she runs our Hong Kong growing market sector. To show our commitment to Amigo, we wanted to fly her in from Hong Kong. Unfortunately, her flight is severely delayed, unfortunately. However, she's on the way. She's actually in the cab right now. I just spoke to her, so I'm really hoping that she'll be here halfway through the meeting.
If we hear the knock on the door,
we'll get her, yeah. But I know she's very excited to tell you about some of KPMG's kind of global insights, and I think that's really important. Good. So with that, I'm going to hand things off to Eder to talk about some of our IT services.
Good.
Neil, your data and information are very important to us. We understand you're dealing with not only your own corporate information and data, but also with the social media, your customer information and data. So with our IT advisory services, we have three goals in mind. A secure IT environment at Amigo. We want to manage and retain your data. And then we want to manage risk and compliance. That's really, at KPMG, our IT is all about turning risk into opportunity. So to accomplish those goals, we're going to focus on four areas. First, business protection and business resilience. Second, information governance services. With those two areas, we really want to develop a comprehensive approach to effectively manage the customer and corporate data that I mentioned earlier. And we also want to, about the trust, and we want an auditor and services about trust. I really think our IT exemplifies that trust, so we have a reliable information, and we do display that integrity. So I really do believe that that is representative of the trust that you will receive at KPMG.
I'm going to be honest with you, as we get bigger, one of the concerns that I have with this is the security. Absolutely. Because I know it opens me up to all kinds of litigation and so forth, especially as I'm getting client data. So do you have some experience? I know you touched on that.
I actually used to work at IBM prior to KPMG, and I was specialized in IT management, specifically security. Good. And I received a PhD in IT management at Harvard, so I definitely do feel that my expertise will allow your information, environment, and data to be secure. Right. And as you said, Amigo has a possible IPO in sight, and they're growing internationally as well. So the other two areas we want to focus on are really information management, growth enablement, and organizational design. So we really want to identify growth opportunities for you internationally, And we really want to revitalize your organization design so that we can help you identify those opportunities. And not only identify them, but really have a sustainable change and to continue innovating and creating value for your customers. We want Amigo to have a competitive advantage over Google, over Facebook, over LinkedIn. So we really want to make sure that your business environment and your IT is really risk adept and able to prevent any failures and reduce the cost of these failures.
Okay.
Now I'm going to pass it along to Nan to talk about the services we can provide in regards to tax.
Okay.
And I think for tax service, we can definitely live up to your promise, live up to your trust, because our priority is always gonna be.
Sorry, man, that's Tanya.
Thank you. Hi,
Hi,
I'm so sorry
Tanya.
my flight got delayed.
Not a problem.
Hi, I'm
Glad
Tanya Lee. Nice
Neil
to meet you.
Sachs.
Nice to meet you.
meet
Hi,
you.
Andrew.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. So where were you guys?
Nan was just talking about some of our tax services. She
Great.
was getting into that.
Great. So, Nan, please continue.
Sure, let's get back to where we were. And we just talked about how we emphasize the accuracy of our service. For KPMG, we definitely have the right professionals you need to have to make the most accurate tax returns for all levels, from the state and federal tax to international tax. But at the same time, our service is really affordable because of the level of efficiency we can achieve. And especially for this year, it's going to be the first year of our service. We promise you that we will allocate more billable hours to the partner bill to ensure the quality, but we will not charge you more for that. And also, as we move along, there should be other tax issues like tax credits and tax compliance and like tax planning. We also have a corresponding teams to help you to address such issues. So generally, as KPMG Tax Service, we want to make sure that every business decision you make is tax accurate, tax safe, but as well tax beneficial. And I believe we can make it happen by working together.
Okay.
So now let's move on to Tanya to talk more about the global focus of KPMG.
Great. So there's two sectors that we thought you could be in. We thought you could either be in the technology sector or our high growth sector. And so as a team, we decided that it would be beneficial for your company to be in our high growth sector because we can offer you everything that the technology sector has, like all the amenities that it has, as well as giving you tailored services to meet your company's growth potential. So in the high growth sector, we'll be able to provide your company with in-depth local knowledge for every city that you're located in, as well as any city that you're looking to go into, to expand your global footprint. And as well as with our help, we think that Amigo will be able to move to these locations as well as have a knowledgeable workforce already going into the new locations that you would be interested in. And we would like for you guys to be a leader in that sector for us, especially since the social media industry has such high growth, and we think you guys would be a great asset to that sector. So besides the sector that you'd be involved in, I also can help you with understanding better the international reporting standards that you guys may encounter when you move to a new city. So from what your financial statements, I assume, would be like, you would have a lot of intangibles, copyrights and patents. But the good thing is there's really no difference between IFRS and GAAP when you're putting those on your statements. And that makes your life easier, that makes our lives easier, and it's especially helpful with Amigo 3D and that development and the creation of all those patents and copyrights. So now I'll turn it over to Tom, and he can talk about how we're going to specialize our needs for our services for your needs.
Okay.
Thanks, Tanya. Look, Neil, we know that it's very difficult moving from one accounting firm to another. I know the guys at MK, and they do great work. But I think at KPMG, we can offer the same attention and trust that you built with them, but with the resources of a Big Four firm. At KPMG, we're looking to break into the social media sector. Because we don't have any Facebooks or Twitters, we really would like to be able to devote all our attention to you. We at KPMG want Amigo to be our Facebook, the poster child of our high growth sector, as Tanya said before. And because a client like yours would be new to KPMG, we would be able to dedicate all of our technology service experts to you. Whereas if you choose someone else that already has clients in the industry, they would have to divide them up amongst those clients. Another problem with going with someone that already has clients in the industry would be that there would be privacy issue concerns with those other clients, so it's probably best just to distance yourself from your competitors as best you can. In addition, there will be no conflicts of interest with KPMG because you'll be the only client that we have. So we won't be competing with Facebook and you'll be our only client. I started my career at AOL So I saw the social media industry as it began. I'd really like to be able to bring you that experience that I have and share it with you and Amigo if you'd let me. Now, if you don't have any further questions for me, I'd like to turn it over to Andrew.
Yeah, so just to kind of recap what, excuse me, what we've said here, with KPMG you really do get the best of both worlds. We are a Big Four, and I know you're going to need those, especially global resources, especially in our growing market sector, that a Big Four can provide, and I think you're really going to need that through your IPO that's coming up. However, we are the smallest of the Big Four, and we're committed to having personalized, individualized service, and I think that rings especially true for Amigo. While we do have the specific knowledge to tackle the audit, tax, and advisory services that a firm like Amigo is going to need, like Thomas said, we don't have any giant Googles or Facebook or huge competitors of yours, so not only can we customize our services to you, but we want you to be our Facebook, like he said. We want you to be the crown jewel of that growing market sector, and as far as trust goes, I really feel like we're the only Big Four with those resources that is in the position to take the trust that you had with M&K and really implement it and build from it and learn from it. And I know that relationship's going to take time and a lot of effort, but it's something that we're committed to building through personal relationships, through trust, and through ethical standards as well.
I mean, that all sounds great. So tax, audit, consulting, everything, you guys can handle it all for me?
Absolutely.
Good.
There are, of course, based on SEC rules, there are some things that we cannot, some advisory services that we're not allowed to give you at the same time when we're auditing you. But most of our advisory services and all the ones that we've mentioned in our proposal today are actually ones that we could do in tandem with a year-end audit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's the fee structure set up?
We have, if you look in your proposal right there, you can, on one of the pages you can see the price. Basically what we're looking at, it's fine, you can look at it later.